I'm accepting your offer to buy Duda out of my businesses.
I gave you 30 grand to spy on your brother.
I'm on it.
That's why I didn't want to do it.
Why do I have to be strong all the time?
Who is it?
Emmett, I think something's wrong.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love the Shy, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today, we're going to be talking about the Shy Season 6, Episode 12. This is the recap. Now I'm going to try my best to focus on all the key points in this episode. If I miss anything, you guys let me know down below. And things are heating up. Your boy Duda, he's paranoid. We got Victor getting arrested. We got Brittany diming out her brother. We got Zay snitching on Brittany. We got Tiffany telling Bianca's business. I mean, your boy Rashad thought he was Shaft, aka Wesley Snipes' Blade. And we got your boy Jake showing up at church real quick. He showed up once again. I guess the First Lady, aka Tatiana, she prayed on it and it ended up working. And of course, what y'all think about this whole thing with Keisha, Baby Ronnie, and Nuck if you buck? I'm pretty sure he the father, you know what I'm saying? Just based off that scene that they gave us, you can tell they're building up this storyline. I can't wait to see how it's all going to unfold, especially if it's true, because I want to know how Emmett is going to react to this news. But we're going to find out soon enough. Now, I'm going to try my best to focus on all the key points that we saw in this episode. If I miss anything, you guys let me know down below. So what did we see in episode 12 titled City of Gold? Now the episode starts out with Duda. He is hooking up with Bianca. He's having a very good time, right? Meanwhile, we know that Tiffany, she walks in and she's very pissed off. She's upset. And she's like, man, I can't believe she's hooking up with Duda. We know Tiffany, she don't like Duda, and we know she has a conversation with Bianca later on in the episode, and she discusses her thoughts on him. Now, Bakari has a conversation with Brittany. We know Brittany, she's supposed to be spying on him. Bakari decides to tell her information about, his journal and the things that he's writing down, the details about their life. Of course, details about Coogie. I mean, I told you guys, I don't believe Bakari should be writing this stuff down. Or at least if he is writing it down, Professor Gardner should not be reading this information. But they end up talking about, her hustling, because we know Bakari, he learned that she ended up helping out Gemma get her new spot. He does not want her messing up anything for him. They end up going back and forth. We know he was upset about her leaving him, when they were in foster care. And she tells him, she didn't really want to be leaving him. She wanted to come back or whatever. They kind of make up at the end of the scene. But we know Brittany decides to take this intel right back to Duda later on in the episode. Now, we know Bakari has the conversation with Professor Gardner about his notes. And he wants Bakari to get like a laptop, whatever. So that way he can type it up to him and it can be more presentable. And we know he tells Bakari to just email him, this information. That way he can read it and he can give him his thoughts on what he wrote about. And I'm thinking, like, really? Like, come on. You can't be doing this. But we know based off Bakari's actions and on how the episode ended, he still wants to type this up and give it to Professor Gardner, which at the end of the day, we know Professor Gardner is going to have some very interesting thoughts about what Bakari has been going through. I mean, I'm just hoping that this does not backfire on him, but y'all know this storyline is definitely going to blow up. Now, Emmett has a conversation with Tiffany, and he lets her know that Duda wants him to take down Alicia. She tells him, don't do that. It's better to have Alicia on your side than to go up against her. He also wants to know, if Tiffany can help him out as far as setting up a meeting with her. I mean, Emmett was all over the place. He was asking Tiffany what she think he should be doing and all that. I'm looking like, man, you in a very tough situation, man. Hopefully you can figure it out, which we know at the end of the day, he did have that conversation with Alicia. But as I told you guys before, it's dealing with the devil that you do know versus dealing with the devil that you don't. And I believe when it's all said and done, Emmett most likely will regret ever doing anything with Alicia. Maybe by the end of the season, but we gonna find out for sure. Now, we get to your boy Duda and Victor, and Duda is telling, Victor, look, if you don't want to end up in jail for the rest of your life, I need you to go ahead and sign these permits. We know Duda is helping out Bianca as far as the whole permits in the whole, cigar business and stuff. So Victor, he's pretty much handicapped. He cannot do what he really wants to do. He cannot risk messing around with Duda as far as not doing what he wants him to do because he does not want to be exposed. So of course he does agree to help him out. And we know Bianca was very happy that this ended up happening. Now, we get to Victor once again, and he's in a very tough situation because now he has to vote on the mayor's new budget. And of course, under this new budget, the police will be funded. We know, a few seasons ago that Victor, he was an advocate as far as defunding the police and basically having the community police, certain areas. But now it seems like he has to go against that and do something completely different to make certain people happy. Now, once he voted on, the mayor's new budget and made people very upset, they call him a traitor. He ended up having a conversation with Bianca. He wants to know what he can do as far as, changing things and if she can help him out. And y'all know Bianca, like I told you guys, she's happy as hell that he ended up helping her with the whole permit stuff. She tells him, like, look, she can put out word that he's a good person and all that. Word of mouth, it goes very far. And people, they're going to treat you differently if they know that you really care, right? Even if you don't do everything that they like. And she grabs Victor's hand. They kind of zoom in on it. I mean, your boy Victor is at a very tough spot because deep down inside, he cannot move the way that he wants to move. He's regretting everything. I mean, the community, they're, having this big backlash on him. And I know he's all in his feelings, right? So it's going to be tough, man. As I told you guys, part 2 of season 6 has been very rough on your boy Victor. Now we get to Papa and Kenya, and Papa tells her about the new position that her pops gave him as far as being an assistant. And she's kind of upset. She's like, man, we know that Pastor Stanley Jackson did not like, her father like that. And, Papa's like, man, what if my dad was wrong about him? What if he's wrong or whatever? And Kenya's like, really? So your dad was wrong about my father, but he was right about me? Because we know she wanted to continue to be with Papa, but we know Pastor Stanley Jackson, he didn't like it. So Papa is doing what he wants to do when it's all said and done. And Kenya is not liking it because she feels like it's kind of hypocritical. This is what the fans was talking about in the last episode about what Papa is doing. Because at the end of the day, Pastor Stanley Jackson did not agree on the whole Kenya thing. And of course, her dad. But Papa still decides to be around her father and work with him. So, as I told you guys, Papa's going to do what he wants to do. But he has to be ready for those consequences. Now, Kenya does tell him to make sure that he is careful because she even knows that her dad is a crook when it's all said and done. Now, we get to Bianca and Tiffany tells Bianca that she don't mess with Duda. You know what I'm saying? She saw them two making out earlier on in the episode, and she don't want nothing to do with him. Bianca tells her, like, look, this is my business or whatever. He has nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm running the show here. And she tells her the thing that she got with Duda, it's all transactional. That's it. She has nothing to worry about, right? But Tiffany, she decides to take this information back to Duda when they had a conversation later on in the episode, which at the end of the day, it backfired. Now, we get to Zay, and he could not wait to snitch on Brittany. The song is playing, and he tells Duda, like, look, you know what I'm saying? She's still working on her music. She ain't doing what you telling her to do, right? Now, Duda is upset because he paid her $30K, and he wants Zay to go out there and find her because we know he will confront her later on in the episode about what she's been doing. Now, we get to Emmett and Alicia. We know Rashad, he has taken the job to work for Alicia as far as, being head of security. And once he has the conversation with her, he tells her, look, he wants to take her offer as far as her buying out Duda. She's like, look, she doesn't even know she wants to do that because Smokey's is not doing well right now, right? Now, he also tells her that Duda wants him to take her out. And once he said that, Alicia, she grabbed that strap so quick, like, really? You know what I'm saying? He wants you to take me out. Like, you ain't about to do that. You can't do that. Now, Emmett, he's not trying to catch nobody like that for real, but he did tell her that if he really wanted to, he could have taken Duda out. She ain't trying to hear any of that. She knows that he is not built for this lifestyle. And she does talk about the whole Smokies being in Harlem. Emmett has never even seen the Smokies in Harlem. Duda is just telling him this, right? And she's like, look, you don't even know he's telling you the truth. And she does end up agreeing to work with Emmett. She was talking about how he's going to, have security that's going to protect his family. And she also tells him that you should not want to be under anybody's thumb, because Emmett told her he would rather be under her thumb than his and all that stuff. He also tells her that when it's all said and done, he's going to buy her out with interest. That's when, of course, his brother comes in and helps with the money. We know Emmett's brother Damien is very good with numbers and money. We're going to see how that storyline plays out as far as him working with Smokies. But as far as this whole Alicia thing, I'm hoping that Emmett can get out of this somehow, some way. He wants to use her to take down Duda. And as of right now, I guess the game plan may be going, the way that he's hoping it's going to go. But I'm still expecting some type of backlash. Now, we get to Keisha and Baby Ronnie. Something is going on with Baby Ronnie. They don't know what it is. They head to the hospital. The doctor is asking Keisha all these questions about genetics. Did one of the parents have something that's, could have traveled to the kid? And Keisha's like, look, she doesn't have anything that she knows that's genetic that could have, passed down to him. They ask about the father. Of course, we know that sicko got taken out by Keisha back in season 3. And we also know that Keisha could not even give a good answer as far as the baby's daddy. And as soon as they start talking about the daddy, we see Nuck If Your Buck at the door, because we know he wanted to have a conversation with Emmett, him and Duda. But to me, this was the answer right here. Nuck most likely is Ronnie's daddy, and I believe in the next episode we should be getting the 100% answer once that DNA test is ran. But we know Duda told Emmett that he needs to take out Alicia. Like, what is he doing? He is taking entirely too long. So once again, more pressure is getting put on Emmett to get the job done. Now, we get to Papa. He goes and he meets up with Pastor Zeke. I mean, this church is like the state-of-the-art facility. I mean, they got it made out. Now, we can tell just based off the conversation that he had with Pastor Zeke that this dude is all about money. We can tell that Papa understands it, but he is still decided to work with this guy. And Pastor Zeke wants Papa to preach to the youth congregation, which kind of surprised Papa, but he ended up doing it even though he was kind of nervous. Now, we get to your boy Rashad and Darnell. And Darnell had me cracking up, talking about that jacket probably belonged to one of Alicia's old guys or whatever, and that maybe he need to check those pockets for cocaine, and that this whole thing with Alicia probably is not the best move. Let's just be honest, right? But Rashad, he continues to defend Alicia, talking about everything is going to be good. He has nothing to worry about. But deep down inside, he understands that this is very risky, but he's going to continue to do it because the money is very good. But y'all know Rashad was feeling himself. He threw on them glasses. I mean, he thought he was the man. Look at him. This man is the man in black for real, a.k.a. Blade, a.k.a. Wesley Snipes, Shaft, whatever you want to call him. But Rashad is definitely feeling himself ever since he started working with Alicia. Now, we get to Duda. He was dropping off some flowers for Bianca, and we know Tiffany ends up telling him how she felt. We know Tiffany does not like Duda at all, and she tells him that Bianca doesn't even like him like that, right? She don't like him like that. And she stated that Bianca told her that their relationship is just transactional. That's it. Your boy Duda was pissed off. He was pissed off, and he grabbed the flowers back. Tiffany was like, so you're not going to give her the flowers? Duda said, hell nah. He don't trust Tiffany like that at all. And he can give, Bianca the flowers himself, which we know at the end of the day, once she found out about what Tiffany told Duda, she was very upset. Man, your girl Tiffany, she will go back and forth with you all day. She is not one of those females that's about to sit back and allow you to talk over her. She's one of those girls that is always going to try to get the last word no matter what. Now, we get to church. Papa, Jake, Jake decides to pop up to support his boy, or did he really pop up because of the first lady? Well, I think it's because of the first lady. I ain't gonna even lie to you guys. We can tell the way that Jake was kind of laughing. That's why he was really there. We see Zay, he is there as well, still kicking it with Kenya. Your boy Papa, he goes up and he preaches. And, at first it was kind of shaky, but he pulled it together and he did a very good job. He was happy. And now it's going to build up his confidence. And I'm pretty sure he's going to have more of a connection with Pastor Zeke. Now, we get to your boy Jake and Tatiana. She is back. Apparently, she has ordered some clothes and Jake delivered them. And we know Jake, he was trying to mess around with her once again. And we know she's down for it. I mean, this girl is a freak for real. I just want to know how everything's going to play out when everybody finds out about what Jake and the First Lady is doing. Now we get to Brittany, Nuck If You're Buck, and Duda. They finally confront her about what she's been doing. Duda's like, look, I ain't got time for all this. I mean, basically he called her another failed rapper. He doesn't believe that this whole music thing is even worth it. He tells her he paid her $30K to spy on Bakari, so he needs some type of intel. Now, Brittany, she ended up telling him that Bakari is writing a book about his life on the streets, and Duda was not happy about that. He's like, really? So this dude writing stuff down? That's not good. And he wants Brittany to stop him from doing this. But we also know that Duda, he's going to have a conversation with Bakari by the end of the episode. Now, we get to Zay and Kenya, and we know Zay, he's not really feeling, Pastor Zeke. He basically knows what he's all about as far as the whole money stuff. And he's like, look, I like to earn everything that I get. Kenya tells him, like, well, don't you steal cars for a living? He tells her, well, a job is a job. He had like a smile on his face. Kenya understands what he does, but she still decides to be kicking it with him, right? So that lets us know that she likes bad guys or whatever. And she need to be, prepared for the negative outcome that's about to come, with dealing with a guy like Zay. Now, we get to Tiffany and Nuck. We know Tiffany, she is already tired of doing business with Nuck, and she wants to know when it's going to end. Well, Nuck tells her basically it's never going to end because Rob is still breathing, so this is going to go on forever. We know Alicia, she popped up. She's talking about how her son made a stupid deal, and basically things could be renegotiated. Nuck tells her, no, this ain't going to be renegotiated. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, this ain't going to end well for Nuck. I'm waiting for Alicia to show her true colors and show us just how dangerous she is. And characters like Duda and Nuck, they're going to find out firsthand soon enough. Now we get to drunken Duda. He's upset, paranoid. He was about to pop Bakari. Now, Bakari tells him he has a new vehicle. He wants to see, how much money he can get for it. He also wants an advance on his allowance because he wants to get a laptop, right? Duda says, oh, okay, so you want to write your book, that's why. And Bakari had a look on his face like, really? He couldn't believe that Duda knew this information. That's because Brittany, she's been running her mouth. Duda tells him he will give him his allowance when he wants to and basically get up out of there. Now, I'm pretty sure that Bakari, he's about to have a conversation with Brittany because I'm pretty sure she was the only one that he gave that information to besides Lene, if I'm not mistaken. Now, we get to Keisha. She's having a conversation with Fatima. She knows Fatima has connections to certain people as far as getting, DNA evidence for certain things because we know Fatima, she's been through a lot. Now, she needs to get this DNA to see if Ronnie's father has passed, a genetic disease to him. And we know Fatima, she will be helping her out, most likely in this next upcoming episode. Now, Bianca is finally addressed by Duda. He gives her some money for clapping her cheeks, and she's like, what is that for? Duda tells her he is just completing a transaction, so she knows that Tiffany done ran her mouth, and she was very upset about this. Now, we get to Bakari and your girl Lene, and she wants to help him out. She wants him to go to college, and she's talking about she's going to ask her mom if he can live there with her. I mean, it may not work, but she just wants to help him out. She wants to keep him out of trouble. We know Bakari, he wants to stay out of trouble, but he is still working for Duda, and we know Lene does not want him to do that, and she think it will be easier for him to just go to school, and maybe, if he lives there, it can change some things. Now, once again, in my opinion, I believe they're foreshadowing a potential death. We know Bakari, he has been thinking about death a lot of negative, thoughts are in his head as far as, what he's been doing. And I'm hoping Bakari is able to get out of this, but it definitely seems like something bad is going to happen eventually. Now, we get to Tiffany and Alicia, and she's introducing her to people. Seems like everything is going real good. Then Bianca pops up, tells her like, look, she did not appreciate her telling Duda that intel about what she told her and how, women that's there did not make it this far by going, around people's back, gossiping. She wasn't feeling it, y'all. Now, Tiffany, she did say she was sorry. She understood that she slipped up, but it goes to show you just how much she does hate Duda, and it, basically got the best of her. Now, we get to Duda and Zay. Somebody has dropped off a gift for him, and Duda, he was shaky, y'all. He was out there shook. He told Zay to open up this present, where apparently it was a tie, and a person left a note talking about, this will look good on you in your casket. It had Duda shook, y'all. I mean, he has so many different enemies. I mean, you would think it's from Alicia, or could it be from someone else? At the end of the day, this is just one of the many reasons why Duda is very paranoid, and most likely why he's been drinking. I mean, his mind is all over the place. Now, we get to your boy Rashad and your boy Victor, and Victor's telling him like, look, I can get you a full-time job at the Rock Center, leading these male, group sessions and stuff. Now, Rashad wants to know how much this job pays. Victor tells him like, look, like what? You got something else better to do? And Rashad tells him he got a job with Alicia as head of security. Victor's upset like, dude, you saw what she did to her own son. You're making a mistake. Well, Rashad ain't having it, telling him, no, you made a mistake. Like, you're not about to get me to work for you to ease your conscience. He ain't having it. So the two, did not end this episode very well. Now, Victor has a conversation with Fatima. He's telling her like, look, people are saying all these bad things about me. He's not liking it. She's telling him like, look, it comes with the territory. I mean, he knows what he signed up for, right? But Victor's like, look, man, I'm not Superman or whatever. He ain't really feeling it. And then all of a sudden, law enforcement, they come in and they tell Victor that he's under arrest for the murder of Quentin. And we knew this was going to come back on him. We knew his DNA was at the crime scene. So eventually they would try to arrest him. And that's exactly what they end up doing. He did not end the episode good at all. But I believe having Alonzo on his side, having a good team is going to help Victor out when it's all said and done. But I'm expecting these next few episodes to be very tough on him. But hopefully he can pull through. Now, you guys, y'all let me know, how did you feel about episode 12? How did you feel about the whole Nuck, Keisha, Baby Ronnie thing? We're going to talk more about that very soon. I mean, it was a lot of storylines that popped off in episode 12. And, we still got 4 more episodes left. So I cannot wait to see what's going to happen next. Now, once they release that trailer for episode 13, you already know I'm going to upload it for you guys. And then I'm going to give you guys that what to expect video as well. But I want to thank you guys once again for all the love, all the support. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.